Hello and welcome to Tricia's Cards and Crafts. I'm Tricia and this is the another one in my Countdown to Christmas series, and this is what we're going to be making today. I made it so that it would actually hold one of these tubes of 4 Raffaellos, but I've changed the contents for this one, and it will also fit in 4 Ferrero Rocher chocolates as well, but any sort of round chocolates will probably fit in like this. Okay, I've just put a little ribbon on the end so that it helps when you want to pull it out, but you could also use it to hang on your tree maybe, because of the weight of the chocolates, it won't pull them through the box. Okay, so that's the box, and it's a nice slide in and out box, and it fits quite snugly. Okay, right, the dimensions of this, you need a piece of, I've got a piece of designer series paper, and this is from the classic Christmas designer series paper. This one is just it's not in the catalogues. This one is a new one that comes with the quite curvy bundle, or the curvy celebrations bundle. So this one is this is a limited edition of designer series paper, so you won't find it in the catalogues. They've got 3 different colours. It's shaded spruce, cherry cobbler and Sahara sand on whisper white, but they're 48 sheets, and they're 3 different design, or 6 different designs on 2 different sides of the 3 different colours. And this 6x6, and I've cut that one down to 5.5 by 6, so this one is not square. I've got a square which is 1 3/16 square there. You'll find out what that's for in a bit. I've got a piece of cardstock which is, it's 8 1/4, but I wanted it to be 8 3/8, but I could have done it. We'll see how I get on. So this is going to be forming the tube that goes in the middle, and then I've got some more paper that we can use to do the tag and the bow with. Okay, so I've got some spare. So let's have a go making this. So for the designer series paper, we need to score this at 1 1/4 inches. Make sure I've got it on the right side. So I want it to be 6 inches on the 6-inch side. We're going to turn it round, so with the 5.5 inch side, we're going to score it at 1 1/4. 2 1/2, 3 3/4, and 5. And for the cardstock, we're going to score this on the long side at 1 3/16. And the same on the other side, 1 3/16. And then on the long side going down, we're going to score it at 1 3/4. No, 1 1/4. No, 1 3/16. And 2 3/8. 1 2 3/8. Or I could have just turned it over and done another one of 1 3/16. Okay, and that's all the scoring we need to do. Now I'm going to score all the score lines we've made, crease all the score lines we've made. There we go, and then on this one, and this one. There we go. And then the designer series paper, we've only got scores on one side, just gently, don't want to crack the paper at all, just in case, just nice and gently. And the last one, here we go. The only thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut a little bit off the corners, just so that it stays nice and neat, just up to the first score line, because that will then fold around to make our tube. And then this one, we just want to cut along the score line, just inside the score line, or the crease that we've got, just inside the crease. And then I'm going to miter, whoops, two sides. The same the other end. So cut up just inside the score line and miter just a little bit, and on the outside as well, up to that score line. So that's our bits there. I'm just going to cut a little bit of this off, a little bit on each of the outside two flaps, just so that it fits nicely when you put it together. There we go. So that's all of the cutting to be done. So those are going to fit together, and those ends are going to come up like that. Okay, so then the Raffaello or whatever chocolates you've got should fit nice and snugly inside. So we need to put some glue on these flaps here. Again, not too much so that it will ooze out, but just enough to make sure that it will stick nicely. So you want to bring the ends up so that you've got a nice mitered corner there, and the same on this side. And then you can use a bone folder or something just to, you can use your fingers just to make sure that it sticks down nicely and nice and firm. Do the same thing on this side. So I'm going to put glue on these two flaps here. Might have been easier if I'd done this when I did the other ones, but there we go. We live and learn. I did them all at the same time last time when I made the first one, but there we go. I thought I'd just do them one at a time with this one, but it doesn't make it any easier. There we go. Right, so again, if I lie it down flat, I'm going to put this up so that this fits nicely onto that side, and that one comes up and nice and square on there. And then I'll just use the bone folder to just press that down. Use your finger if you haven't got a bone folder. And there we have our inside of our tube, which the Raffaellos will just fit nice and snugly inside. Now for the outside of the tube, I'm going to put some glue along this side, again, you don't want it too close to the edge, but you want it just near enough so that it makes sure that you can't really see the crease line, but you don't want it right on the crease line, but you want to make sure that it's quite close, because you don't want to make sure that it will stick together. Now if I fold this over, then bring this side over and fold that together, and then I will also fold it that way, so now I know that's nice and square as well. There we go. Like that. So we have our tube to put our little box into, so that should fit nice and snugly inside. But you can push it in and out, but it's nice if you can pull it in and out. So what I did for the other one, I've got this square here. What shall I use? I think I might use some red. This is the solid ribbon, which is 1/8 of an inch, and it's in real red. I think this is in the catalogue. You don't need a lot of it, just need enough to be able to make a little loop. Then what I did, I used, if you've got a punch, any punch will do. You could just use, if you use a piece of blue tack, or I don't know, some sort of putty that you've got, you can use a pokey tool to make the hole in. I've got a crocodile, and I'm using the smallest hole, and in the middle as far as I can. Okay, just make a small hole, and then I'm using a piece of tear and tape if I can find it. I'll use some tape. I use some double-sided tape. So just a small piece, and I'm going to push these through the hole that I've made. There we go. And just flatten them, open them out. It doesn't really matter. Just try and get them even, and then I'm going to stick the double-sided tape on top just to make sure they're held nice and securely. And then I'm going to take the backing off, and I'm going to put some more Tombow around and on top of the tape, so we make sure that it's all nice and securely stuck on once we do it, because you will be pulling on it, so you want to make sure it's well stuck. There we go. And this will go on one of the ends of your box, your little tube, your inner tube. I'm not going to pull on it straight away. There we go. So there we have the pull, and it's nice, and it also finishes off the end of the box nicely. Okay, now for the decoration on the outside. I've got a punch. Now this is a retired punch, but I think it was a tag punch. But you can use any punch that you've got to make a little tag, or you can just cut out a tag. It doesn't have to be shaped. You can just have a rectangle, which would be fine. There's lots of tag punches available. Any of them will be fine. And I also want to use that to do my bow. And I also want to cut out a tag from Whisper White as well. I've got a a piece of whisper white that I've got hanging around. Here we go, and we cut a tag out of this if I can. See if this will work. Oh, just doesn't want to. Won't go in. There we go. Right, so just punch that out. But I am going to trim a little bit off either side of this. So I could use my trimmer, but I'm going to do it by eye and hopefully hope for the best. And a little bit off the bottom. There we go. And I'm using the wrapped, this is from the gift wrapped stamp set, and wrapped especially for you. It could have been tied with love, it could have been celebrating style, or a very Merry Christmas, depending on the size of my bunch. But this one will just fit inside my space that I've got there. I'm also using this ribbon as well, but I'll do that in a second. So this one I'm going to use shaded spruce, if I can find it. Here we go, shaded spruce. So just stamp this up. And there we go. There we are. So that will go on here. Like that. So I'll just stick this on. Give it a minute or so to stick together while we do the bow. There we go. Right, so that's that. And now the bow. Keep doing that. Right, so I'm going to use some Versamark because we're going to just going to wipe it over to make sure there's no sticky fingerprints, and use my Versamark ink spot. So I've got and just press that down. There we go, nice image. And then I'm going to use some white embossing powder. You could use silver, or you could use gold if you wanted to. That would look nice too. So there we go. I think that should be okay. Just push this away quickly before I get my heat gun out. Right, there we go. There's my embossing done. Now all I need to do is heat it up. So here we go. I'm stamping up to a heat gun, and it's quite good because it's got different heat settings as well. This one's just one I had before I started with Stampin' Up, and there's no point in buying another one because I don't need another one for now anyway. And just let the gun heat up. This is one of my most favourite things, just watching this heat embossing work. Right, I'm sorry about that. Just as I was finishing heat embossing, so my camera stopped working. So just to let you know, I used the bow punch, this one here, to punch out the bow. You get a little tag and a little bit that will fit over the top. I don't think I've got any more. Oh, here we go. No, that's the bow. There we are. There's the little bit. It fits over the top of the middle of for the centre of the bow. If you'd wanted to, you could put that on there as well, but I didn't want to, so that is not needed. So this is the bow punch that goes with the gift wrapped bundle. And then what I did, I just put a bit of glue on the back and stuck the label onto the bow, and then I stuck the bow and the label onto the tube. And I found a little, I've got some little, here, where are they? I've lost them again. When you want something, you can't find it. It was there 2 minutes ago. They're the in colour, not those. They're the in colour dots, but I seem to have misplaced them. I always put them in the same place, so I don't quite know where they've gone. They've got to be here somewhere, but there they are. The in colour enamel dots, and I used one of the Just Jade because I think that goes, it's quite in the same sort of colour tone as the shaded spruce, so I've just put that one on instead of this one. With the red one, I used some of these, they're from, here we go, what are these? The Toil Tidings glitter enamel dots. I think these were last year's, but I thought that one fitted quite nicely in there as well, so that's what I used for that one. But I didn't think the green would be very good. It's a bit of a yellowy green, rather. This is more of a bluey green, so that's why I didn't use the green ones. And that was basically how I made the box, and there we go. They're all nice and finished. I think they make great little presents that you could hang on the tree, or you could use as a table gift, or just as a gift. I think somebody would be quite happy to receive one of those. If you enjoyed the video, please can you give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, you can click on the subscribe button below, and if you click on the little bell icon, you'll be notified when I post another video. If you've got any comments, you can leave them below, or you can email me at triciascardsandcrafts.yahoo.com. That's not on there. You can, my website, where you can buy the materials that I've used today and lots of other nice Stampin' Up goodies. You can find that at triciascardsandcraft.stampinup.net. And yeah, that's where you'll find all my things. If you're from the UK, you can buy products from me. I think you can buy them if you're from the EU as well, or yeah, from Europe, you can buy them as well. But if you want to, you can find somebody who's from your own country to be your demonstrator, and you can buy the goods from them, from their shops. And if you go on to stampinup.com, you'll be able to find your a demonstrator that's local to you. Okay, thank you very much for joining me today. Hope you have a lovely Christmas, and hopefully I'll see you again shortly. Bye.